You know, what's happening in computing right now isn't just another upgrade, it's a fundamental change in the rules of the game. I mean, think about it. For 60 years, the basic unit of work was a human writing a specific instruction for a machine. Well, that era, it's over. So let's dive into the new rules and see what this new world of work is all about. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to break this down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with 2 competing visions for how AI will work. Then we'll look at the new economy that's fueling all of this. We'll peek under the hood at a key piece of tech, explore the awesome new jobs being created, and finally, ask what this all means for work as we know it. So, to really get a grip on where we're headed, you first have to understand that there are 2 totally different philosophies about how we're going to work with AI agents. And trust me, they have huge implications for how your work week is about to change. On one hand, you've got the delegation model. Think of OpenAI's Codex. It's like having an expert employee. You give it a huge, complicated task, you walk away, and hours later, ping, the work is done. But on the other hand, there's the coordination model, kind of like what Anthropic is doing with Claude. This is less like a single employee and more like a whole team that works with you, right inside your tools like Slack or Notion. And look, the really crucial thing here isn't about which one's better, right? It's all about which workflow actually solves your problem. Okay, so what's the engine driving both of these futures? Well, it's a radical shift in the economics of computing. It's all built on a new kind of currency, a new unit of work that's creating an entirely new economy. And that new currency is the token. Seriously, think about it this way. For decades, if you wanted a bookshelf, you had to write down step-by-step IKEA instructions for a carpenter. Now, you just describe the bookshelf you want and you pay for carpentry intelligence, the tokens, that figures out all the steps for you. We've literally shifted from writing logic to purchasing intelligence. And businesses are betting big on this. The average company is now spending $85,000 a month on AI. And that number is just shooting up. They're not just playing around anymore. They are fundamentally rethinking their budgets around buying intelligence like it's a commodity. So here's the crazy part. Even though the price for each little piece of intelligence, each token, is plummeting, our total spending is going through the roof. It's this classic economic thing called Jevons paradox. When a resource gets super efficient and cheap, you'd think we'd use less of it, right? Wrong. We find exponentially more ways to use it. Cheaper intelligence doesn't mean smaller AI bills. It means we're finally solving problems we never thought we could afford to tackle before. So, how in the world did these agents get so smart that companies are willing to spend that kind of cash? Well, it wasn't just about making bigger models. It was a really clever engineering trick that made them incredibly more efficient. Okay, so the big problem was what's called the context window, which is basically the AI short-term memory. The old way of doing things was just messy. Every single action, every result got dumped into this limited memory, and it would just fill up with junk. But the new way, programmatic tool calling, is brilliant. Instead of the AI using a tool directly, it writes a tiny bit of code to run that tool in a separate, isolated sandbox. It's like giving the AI a little scratch pad to do its messy work on the side, and only the final, important answer gets passed back. It keeps the AI's main workspace totally clean and focused. And the result? I mean, just look at this. It's absolutely staggering. This little sandbox trick isn't a small tweak. We're talking about cutting the tokens needed for a task by up to 80%. That's not just a small improvement. It's a total game changer that makes these complex AI workflows actually affordable. Okay, so we've got a new economy, we've got way smarter agents. What does this actually mean for you, for us? Well, the whole idea of what a developer is splitting into 3 really exciting new roles. Let's see where you might fit in. First up, you've got the orchestrator, and this role is awesome. This person isn't writing application code anymore. They're more like a factory manager for purchased intelligence. Their job is to design the system, be super clear about the outcome they want, and then manage teams of AI agents to get it done. Their value scales with how much intelligence they can effectively command. Then you've got the systems builder. These are the deep tech experts. Think of them as the people building the freeways and the power plants that all the orchestrators get to use. They're creating the agent frameworks, the evaluation systems, all the foundational stuff that makes this new economy run. It's a super specialized role with enormous leverage. And this last one, honestly, this might be the most revolutionary role of them all, the domain translator. This person isn't necessarily a coder. They are an expert in something specific: insurance, construction, finance, you name it. Their incredible value comes from combining that deep industry knowledge with just enough AI know-how to aim this powerful new intelligence at the right problems in their field. And this quote just nails it. In this new world, your deep industry expertise is a form of development. Being able to spot the right problem and give the AI the right context is now just as valuable as writing the code to solve it. This is flinging the doors wide open for so many more people to become builders. So what happens when you put it all together? These super smart agents and these brand new roles? Well, you get a whole new class of automation. We're moving way beyond automating simple little tasks. We're now talking about automating entire complex chunks of our jobs. And look, this isn't some sci-fi future. This is happening right now. These agents are taking a messy, 3-hour meeting transcript and turning it into a perfect, actionable summary. They are running entire cybersecurity operations by themselves. They're tackling huge coding projects that would take a human team days, and just getting them done overnight. An autonomous agent doesn't just make you faster at a task, it can literally wipe that task off your to-do list forever. And that brings us to the big question, the one that changes everything. The bottleneck in getting things done is no longer the number of developers you can hire. The only limiting factor now is our imagination and our ability to aim this intelligence at the right problems. So, when the cost of building something plummets to near zero and your ability to execute is practically infinite, what will you build? What problems will you solve when your team is limitless?